Hey, so before I jump into the main part of this video, which is going to be talking about Rose City Comic Con, and then there's more Endo shit going on, uh, I want you to know if you watched my last video, there might have been some drag, like you can kind of see in my hands right now, maybe. I hope not. But what's happening is that I'm using iMovie, and I was getting drag when I was filming an iMovie, and I thought that that was something that would fix when I uploaded, and it didn't fix, so fuck you, iMovie. And I Googled it, and I cannot find a good answer. Like, I don't know what to Google to make it show up so that it doesn't drag when I upload. But I'm uploading this video at a lower resolution, and I'm hoping that will unfuck things. And if it doesn't unfuck things, I don't fucking know. I'll Google again and use better terms or whatever. So anyway, 2 weeks ago was Rose City Comic Con. It was fucking awesome. It's always a great show. I love it. I got some rad shit. I actually found holy shit. So it's a 3-day con now. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Friday, the cosplay buddy and I just kind of made the rounds, looking around, seeing what's up. Saturday, we started by going a specific direction because there was something, I think it was something the husband wanted. I don't remember. But, like, one of us was, like, on the hunt for a thing, and we had an idea of where it was, and so we were going in that direction, and we were going past the very last row in Artist Alley, and I happened to look over, and there on the table, on, like, the very last person in this very last row, was a book called Will o' the Wisp. And this was a book I got from, I bought it off Comixology because it looked interesting, I think, and I read it and I loved it. Just fucking loved it. Supernatural Bayou stuff, starring a young woman. And I was super fucking psyched when I read it. And I went to try to find a physical copy because I'm like, this is one of those that I just want to have on my shelf so I can just pull it down and read it whenever. I don't have to go download it again. Could not find a physical copy. And so I'm walking down this aisle, and there it is. There it fucking is. It's right fucking there. I flipped shit. Like, I stopped cold. And I was like, holy shit, it's Will o' the Wisp. Turns out there had been a print run, but it was now out of print because the writer had done a print. I believe she was only the writer. She might have been the writer-artist. No, there was a different. Okay, anyway, had only done a print run to have books to sell at cons and like on Amazon and shit. And just by total happenstance, I found her, and I oh my god. I grabbed a copy, and I'm like, I have to have this. I have to have it right now. I don't fucking care what it costs. It was very reasonable. It's $25 for a lovely book. The design is gorgeous. Oh, holy shit. You cannot, like, the design is just great. But it was like, that was the absolute peak moment of my con, and the con was fantastic. But, like, just stumbling by chance onto a printed version of this story I love so much was just like, fuck yes. Which was especially great because Saturday morning kind of started with a bit of fuckery. So Saturday, I was going to go to con as Power Girl, and the costume I have for her is, I don't know if they've retconned her back into this costume. I know at one point that she was wearing like a full unitard, and I dug it. But for a long time, she was in like a leotard with a huge fucking boob window and like this big cape and everything, and I made this costume specifically because I have big boobs, and I wanted to wear a costume where you saw my big boobs. And so I it's a full crochet costume, made it years ago, and I went to put it on this year, and I was especially excited to wear it this year because Adam Hughes was at the con, and he draws a phenomenal Power Girl. He's one of those guys I absolutely trust when it comes to knowing when to do kind of a pinup style versus just letting the characters go kick people in the ass. And his pinups always have a lot of personality, and that's a big thing for me because, like, if you're drawing a character and they're just vacant-eyed and have huge balloon tits, I have no interest in your shit. You can just move along. But Adam Hughes is one of the people that understands that, like, I'm not here for the titties. You know, I'm here because I love this character, and so you're giving me this character, like, with character, and it's so fucking good. And so I was really excited because I was wanting to go up in my Power Girl costume with my tits out. Up, not out. And, you know, be like, hey, thank you for understanding how to have fun drawing sexy and non-sexy and knowing when what is appropriate, etc. And so I'm putting on this costume on Saturday morning, and it doesn't fit anymore. And it doesn't fit for two reasons. One, I am now a 30 double G, so my tits are too wide to fit correctly into the dress I made when I wasn't a 30 double G. And two, I am suffering through a massive fucking case of endo belly right now, which means nothing fucking fits. You might not know what endo belly is. So basically what happens when you have endometriosis is that your stomach will just expand. Most stomachs, you know, you have the pouch at the bottom where your uterus goes, and then, you know, that's like where the curve is on the stomach. When you have endo belly, the curve of your stomach starts right under your belly button, if you're lucky. And it's big. And it's much bigger than it ever should be. It's much bigger than what is normal. You look 3 to 4 months pregnant. Again, if you're lucky. I have seen people with endo belly where it is just even more extreme than that. Now me, I look 3 months pregnant. And, you know, I luckily, my wardrobe is not geared toward the kind of looser stuff that can make you look accidentally pregnant anyway, because I don't want to be pregnant. I can't be pregnant because I don't have a uterus anymore, but, like, I never wanted to be pregnant. I don't ever want to be confused for being pregnant, but, like, that's what it looks like. If you look at, you know, people at the end of their first trimester of pregnancy and then you look at endo belly, it's very similar. And I knew that I was carrying some bloat because I gained 5 pounds in a week a couple of months back. For no reason, and I know that that's because of bloat. And then but since then it's gotten even larger. I'm 10 pounds heavier than I was 2 months ago, and there's no reason for it, except that my endo is flaring, and so I have endo belly, and the brand new fucking jeans I finally bought for myself after I got my new job don't fit anymore. I tried them on at the store, and they fit fucking perfectly. And they don't fit. I can't button them. I can't button any of them. And, like, then after Rose City, I thought I was getting con crud, but no, I was having fatigue. I had a week and a half of fatigue. And, like, the only way I can describe it is, like, all you can do when you're trying to function, when you're in, like, the fatigue state of endo, and this is true for a lot of chronic illnesses, is all you want to do is lay down and sleep. It's all you want to fucking do. But the thing is, you're not tired. You're fatigued. And so laying down to take a nap and taking the nap doesn't solve anything. Like, yeah, I woke up from a nap and I felt, you know, 5% better for about 10 minutes, and then the fatigue just came rushing back in, and that was fucking it. That was a week and a half of my life, was just trying to function while being absolutely bone deep exhausted because of my fucking hormones. And I'm having a hard time right now because I had 2 years where things were very minimal, and I knew intellectually it was probably not going to be something that was going to be achievable for the rest of my life without more surgery. But now I'm actually having the discussions with my doctor about what kind of surgery comes next, and I'm just dreading the whole thing. Because first of all, I've had 2 surgeries to deal with this. One to go in and scrape shit off, the other to go in and take out everything that had endo on it that was part of my reproductive system. We left my left ovary to allow regular hormones, like my own hormones, to continue to function because we didn't want to have to put me into menopause at 33. And 33, 30, I don't remember. very early 30s. And I don't, but now we don't really have an option but to put me into menopause at 35 because I don't have a uterus anymore, so there's no new endo tissue, like endometrium tissue, sloughing out of my vagina and getting on things, sloughing out of my uterus and getting on things. But the endo tissue that is there, that I believe there was some they couldn't totally remove during my first surgery because it was very down deep in my bowel, which is a very dangerous place to do surgery if you are not like a butthole doctor, as I refer to colorectal surgeons because I'm a child. But you can't. So there was some there, but the other thing is, even if you go in and you can take off every bit of endo tissue that you can see, that doesn't mean there is an endo tissue you can't see. And so I had an ultrasound a few weeks ago to see if my left ovary had an endometrium on it, which is just a big gross growth of endometrial tissue. And it doesn't. It looks fine. But that's actually kind of a problem because I'm having cramps, I'm having fatigue, I'm having the bloat, I'm having all the symptoms of being in a flare again because the endo is flaring, because all those little pieces of the devil's Velcro have their own hormones. And so even if it's not, even if I didn't have a left ovary still, everything that's happening would still be happening because all those little pieces of tissue can hook onto things and pump their own hormones into your body. But the thing is, because there's nothing showing up on my left ovary, I'm going to have to go to the super specialist and probably have a couple of feet of intestines taken out because it will have endo on it. And that's the only way to get it out of your body at this point, is just start cutting off pieces. And like, that's exhausting on its own, like just a third surgery in general, but like that it will have to likely be this deeper surgery. And that there are two kinds of this deeper surgery. One of them is like, we go in, we kind of cut off part of your intestines, you go home. The other one is we go in, we take out part of your bowel, and you have to be in the hospital for like a week. And it's so overwhelming to consider. As like a whole process, because I've been through the surgery process twice. And this time, I'm at a major disadvantage because my insurance company says it does not cover any out-of-network care. This doctor is out of network. We might be able to convince the insurance company that it absolutely has to be done, in which, like, they'll consider a case-by-case basis thing, but, like, there's a real chance they're going to tell me no. And then I have to figure out how to pay for a surgery that could cost a fucking lot of money. I mean, I know the answer. Like, we ran a GoFundMe for my hysterectomy. Like, I know what I will have to do, and I am willing to do it. But it's just absolutely exhausting. And if you're watching this video, please don't go into the comments and try to talk to me about natural cures or socialized medicine. Like, I don't need that. You know, I have to work in the situation I'm in. You know, I have to work in the framework I have. And the framework I have is that natural cures ain't done shit for me in the 20 years I've been dealing with this. And I don't have access to socialized medical care, so that's not a useful conversation. And it's not useful to have people come up and be like, oh, it sucks so much that you have to do this. Your healthcare system is terrible. Like, yeah, I know. Thank you. Fuck off. Like, I don't want to talk about it, okay? I can't talk about that it's shitty. I know that it's shitty. I don't want to deal with it at all to begin with. I don't want to have a third surgery in 6 years. God, it's not even been 6 years. Like, I think it'll be my third surgery in 3 years. Because I had the cleanup, and then 6 months later, we took everything out. And now this. And so, like, just don't tell me to do yoga, don't tell me to try supplements, don't tell me healthcare sucks. Like, it's so the opposite of what I need. And it's so the opposite of what so many people with chronic illness need. Like, I don't care if you mean well. just keep your opinions about what someone else should do about their health to your own fucking self unless they ask you. Like, that's the other part, is I'm so fucking done. When we were fundraising for the hysterectomy, the husband put went into a mailing list that he's on and like put the information about why we were doing it, and someone responded with, "Oh my god, tell her not to have surgery, it's so terrible for her, like there are all these natural cures," and he responded with, "We're not doing this." And 100%, I'm not fucking doing this. Like, believe me, if yoga and B12 could fix this shit, I would be all on top of it. It has never worked. There is no pain protocol that has ever worked effectively. There is no diet that has ever worked effectively. The only thing that has brought me relief in dealing with the many, many problems Endo causes me is going in and carving out bits of myself. But it's also fucking exhausting because they have to go in and carve out bits of myself. So, yay! Super happy fun time video. It's just... It's that chronic illness problem where you always know intellectually you're fucked, but then you get fucked again. And it hits you like a train. And that's where I am right now. I've been hit by the train and I'm just trying to catch my breath. And like, I see my doctor on Wednesday so we can make our next step plan, and then I have to figure out how to fight with the insurance. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. But I'm gonna go and do other shit, because time to do other shit. So